Hey, what's up everyone? JJ here and welcome back to the channel. In today's Throwback Thursday video, we're going to look at one of my favorite LEGO themes that only ran for a few years, and that is LEGO Hidden Side. Now this theme only ran for a few years, but they have some really awesome and fun builds. Definitely worth picking up, especially if you like decorating around Halloween. One of the major reasons I think these sets struggle is because of the box art. There's nothing wrong with the art necessarily, it looks cool, but it doesn't look especially LEGO in any way. One of the features of Hidden Side, of course, was this augmented reality app that you can kind of download on your phone when interacting with your Lego sets. And if you see on the right, you can kind of see those images of the ghosts kind of coming through. And that's what you see with the app. The issue is that's not what this set looks like, right? It's not green, it's not blue. This set is kind of a traditional brick red. And even on the front box here where you see it there in the corner, that's not a Lego, that is artwork of what the Lego set looks like. And I just think that was a bit of a fail. And to be fair, you can see the Lego set here on the back, like the actual Lego build, and it kind of shows you the different ways it can change and morph, as well as kind of how the app interacts with the set. But this should have been the front, in my opinion. This should have been much larger, right on the front, what people are actually buying. I think it would have enticed people to pick up some of these sets a bit more, especially because the builds are quite nice. So here you can see what I mean with that augmented reality with the app. You can kind of have the phone laid out in front of the set, and then you can kind of like see some of the ghosts. This app is now defunct, so you can't utilize it. But again, the sets really aren't that bad, and some of them are quite nice. And by wave 2 of LEGO Hidden Side, they did start including on the packaging on the front some of the build, but for this giant lighthouse, we can see this little like jet ski and a bit of the cave. Still not really seeing exactly what this set looks like, although this is much closer than what the wave 1 box art looked like. I don't think COVID and being released in 2019 and 2020 did this set any favors either, which probably hurt sales. And additionally, Wave 2 came out in January and summer. And, this is a spooky theme. I really think these sets should have been released closer around October or Halloween because they are really fun and fit that theme well. In this video, we'll take a look at each of the sets from the 3 waves of LEGO Hidden Side. And then I'll also do kind of a quick review of the 3 sets I have in my collection. The Newbury Haunted High School, the Haunted Lighthouse, and then JB's Lab as well. I think each of these sets are really cool. They can be displayed in a LEGO city, or you can kind of, make some of the changes for the monster parts to come out as well. So let's take a look at these sets now. Wave 1 of LEGO Hidden Side dropped in 2019, and here we can see this is the Newbury Juice Bar. Newbury, obviously the name of the town where they live in, and this is a pretty fun set. Like some of the other sets, you can change it so it just looks like a normal juice bar, or you can kind of flip up that top piece to reveal the monster taking over the juice bar, which was fun. I actually own JB's Ghost Lab, this set here, so we won't talk about it too much, but we'll look at this in detail at the end of the video. This is the wrecked shrimp boat. Kind of a cool, unique set. Not really a set for me, although I really like the alligator in that tan color, and I do like some of the side builds there with the monsters. Again, just a really cool, kind of unique theme with interesting scenes. This is the Graveyard Mystery. Of all the sets from Wave 1 that I don't have, this is the one I think I'm most interested in picking up. It really reminds me of the kind of that dual set in the graveyard with Voldemort and Cedric and Harry. So this is a set I'm definitely interested if I can find it for a good price. This is El Fuego's Stunt Truck. I don't usually love vehicles. I'm more of, a building type of builder. So this is not something I'll pick up. But, I like what they're trying here with the theme with some of these kind of haunted cars, for instance. Here we see the Shrimp Shack Attack. So I really like kind of how this theme really leans into the town of Newbury and, this coastal town. And like some of the other sets, I like that you can kind of change this from a normal building into a haunted building and how the characters can change from normal into haunted as well. Here we see the Paranormal Intercept Bus 3000. It very much looks like a school bus. I've seen this one in person at a Bricks and Minifigures before, and while it's not my set that I want, if you want a school bus, this is a very nice looking build. Here we have the Ghost Train Express, and I think this is a really cool set. This is another one I might pick up from Wave 1 at some point. Of course, I think the train build is quite nice, and you can again transition into kind of the ghost. And some of those pieces, especially that hair piece in the bottom right, I think look really cool in that green color. And last is the Newbury Haunted High School. I do own this set. It's probably my favorite from all the images I've seen of LEGO Hidden Side sets, but we'll take a look at the review again at the end. Wave 2 of LEGO Hidden Side came out in winter of 2020, so, the pandemic did not help this theme at all. And here we have the Drag Racer. I've actually seen this in person, in box at Bricks and Minifigs, but I don't know, not really a scene for me, and I don't really think that ghost looks that cool. I do like this set. This is called Welcome to Hidden Side. Probably should have been in Wave 1, but it's kind of giving me kind of the upside down vibes from Stranger Things or even kind of like the Lego Harry Potter Forbidden Forest. So there's a chance I would pick this one up if I saw it, and I like those monsters as well. Here we see Jack's Beach Buggy. Again, The two-headed ghost is probably the coolest part of this. The buggy itself doesn't do much for me, so I'd have to find this for pretty cheap, but otherwise I'd probably just buy the minifigure. Here we see El Fuego's stunt plane. This reminds me a lot of the kind of stunt plane from Lego Scooby-Doo. It's a little bit more detailed. It looks like it has more pieces, but not really a set that I need, but I do like the build, and the color choice I think works really well for what this set is. The Newbury Subway is interesting. As far as I know, there isn't a ton of like Lego Subway sets. Obviously, this is very small. You don't have the subway, just kind of the station, but I do like building, so this is something I would consider getting if I saw it for a good price. The Lighthouse of Darkness. I own this set, so we'll look at it in detail here at the end of the video when I kind of review it, but really cool set. And last from Wave 2 is the Haunted Fairground. I don't have a Fairgrounds in my Lego City, but this is a really cool, fun set. I'd love to see it in person. I'm not sure I would ever pick it up. It doesn't really fit into what I collect, but it is fun, and I like the colors. Wave 3, the final wave, released in summer of 2020. So again, I think it should have been maybe fall to be closer to Halloween, but here we see JB's Submarine. I like kind of the fun print there on the submarine, and I do like the underwater scene. It reminds me of the Second Task Black Lake set, so maybe I'd pick this one up if I saw it. Supernatural race car, again, you know, a lot of race cars in this theme, but not anything for me really. The colors are nice. Again, they do a really good job with all of these builds. I just wish the box art kind of displayed that better. Newbury Abandoned Prison. This is a set I would consider getting also. I do like the prison. You know, it's just a little bit of a facade of a build, but it is cool there with some of the towers, and I can connect this to the lighthouse perhaps. So I'd say this is probably in the top 3 of sets I would buy. The Phantom Fire Truck 3000, so really building off that school bus from Wave 1. Again, definitely not a set for me, but I do really like how they kind of lean into that, you know, this is a town with like a fire truck and a school bus, so it is a cool build. And the last set from Wave 3 is the Mystery Castle, and I really like this. Unfortunately, the box art doesn't really do it justice, but it looks really cool. It is also a set I want to pick up. So this, the Graveyard, as well as the Prison are the top sets that I would like to choose. You can see here how it interacts with that kind of defunct virtual reality app, but it just is really neat. I don't think that, you know, when you look at these sets, none of the artwork really did them justice, but this is a cool, creepy little castle build that I would love to add to my Halloween display. There's also been 2 hidden side polybags, which we can see here, but nothing too crazy that I want. But let's jump right in and look at the review of the 3 sets I do have in my collection. First off in my collection, from Wave 1, is the LEGO Hidden Side Newbury Haunted High School. This is set 70425, releasing in 2019 with the first wave. If you'll notice on my box, it doesn't have the title of this set or the piece count. You see that a lot with Hidden Side. I'm not sure if that has to do with kind of international shipping or kind of what the deal is there, but here we are nonetheless. Probably another reason this set maybe didn't take off quite as well as it could have, but the set itself is a really fun build. This set comes with 7 minifigures, of course, Jack and Parker, and a few of the teachers as well as students at the school as well. And one thing that you'll see with all of these Hidden Side sets, of course, is you're given additional kind of head and hair pieces to turn some of the additional characters that come with the set into kind of these hidden side monsters that you can view in the app, but also kind of experience in your Lego set. I quite like the minifigures in this theme in general. I tend to like themes that have specific characters, and so Jack and Parker kind of running around Newbury is quite fun, and I like all the additional characters that get added kind of to the scene as well throughout the various sets. And it is quite terrifying having your teachers and classmates turn into these monsters, but I think it's a fun little part of the LEGO Hidden Side theme. I really like that they come with these alternate builds for these characters, kind of just to add to it, because when you look at the sets, they look fairly normal, but there's always cool hidden play features, which we'll take a look at now. Looking here first at the exterior, it just looks like a regular high school. This actually fits in really well with my kind of Lego City display. I like some of the angles, you know, even though that's a little kooky, and just high schools are old, so it makes sense. I really like kind of the porch they have there, as well as this little balcony, like the clock with the Newbury sign, the bell. I just think it's a really cool school build, and we don't see this a ton in Lego. Now, I'm gonna do my best to show all of the features, but there are a ton. So first, you can kind of open up the front area here, and that's where you're gonna start to see the teeth, and it's gonna reveal some additional teeth here as well. And so you can see that's kind of the main entrance. Additionally, on both the left and the right, you can see that these kind of claws can jump out. It's a really cool feature how they're there with the rubber band. So instead of just falling out, they kind of do snap aggressively, which is kind of fun when reenacting scenes. Looking at the clock here, if you kind of spin this, that's when the eyes kind of pop out for this scary creature. And then looking at the top, we can flip this back, And we see kind of some tentacle pieces. On the inside, you heard some things falling. There's kind of hidden items kind of up there in the roof that your characters are looking for to kind of stop this monster. So all in all, as like a creepy Halloween decoration, I think this does a great job as a haunted school. You know, the eyes, the teeth, the claws kind of popping out. It's just a really fun set. And it's cool how the inside is still completely normal. Like, you don't need to change this set a lot. It's not like these are all play features, so you're not rebuilding anything. You're kind of just, flipping levers or pushing things back. And it's quite easy to put the things back into place. As you can see, like with the eyes, you just put them there. You kind of just flip these back. The hardest part is probably these claws, but it's, also pretty effortless. So the designers did just a really nice job making this so it was really easy to transform back from, the school build to kind of the haunted school. So there aren't a lot of things you need to do. It's quite simple, which is really fun, and I think adds value to this set. I think there's a lot of really cool details inside the Newbury High School as well, which is really cool for such a small set. It is open on the back, obviously, so, dollhouse style, kind of, because there's not even really sidewalls. So it's just kind of like a facade on the front and then an open space here on the back. Over here, we have kind of a bookshelf or a library, and this is how you can activate the claw on the front. You just kind of push this, and that will make the claw pop out. Moving over, of course, we see some additional things. Looks like a map, just, a window, a clock. So some just pretty cool detailing there with the rug and then the walkway. And then over here is where we have the cafeteria with lots of cool treats. And then there is going to be this bathroom. And again, this is where you're able to kind of push, and that will have the claws pop open. And you can keep it standing upright, or you can have it leaning once the claws come out. Either one works. And then here on the second floor, we have what looks like a science classroom, a little bit of a trophy room. Here we do see the chalkboard, and then there's going to be some seats. You can kind of angle that chalkboard. And then I guess this would be another science-y / computer lab. There is a computer here, and that's going to play a pretty big part in this mystery. Earlier, I said when you flip this back, we see things fall out, and those are the two things right here that fall out of each side. And these appear to be kind of either newspaper clippings or scrapbook clippings. You'll notice kind of the teddy bear there, just some interesting, a student at a desk. And so part of the hidden mystery of, what is haunting Newbury High School, we flip this desk around and we get this kind of creepy haunted bear with this girl's picture behind it. And so essentially, you're kind of, without ruining too much, you're going to have to figure out, okay, what role do these newspaper clippings, this haunted bear, have to do with this monster taking over Newbury High? And there's also this little side build of the bus stop, which, it connects to the school, and I think it works really well, just adding a little bit more detailing. So from Wave 1, I just think this is an awesome set, the Haunted Newbury High School. I think it just looks great. It was a really fun build. Each of those little play features was easy to kind of set up and put part of this set. It just looks cool in a Lego city. It doesn't necessarily stand out as being a haunted high school, and I think that is one of the really biggest strengths of this theme in general, is the ability to do that. I just wish it had taken off a bit more. I also have JP's lab from Wave 1. We're not going to talk too much about this because there aren't too many kind of hidden play features like we saw in that awesome school set. But I just really liked, this is the first set that I picked up from Lego Hidden Side, and I actually bought this when Lego Hidden Side was still on the shelves, and I was getting back into Lego. And a lot of it was just because I really liked the colors. It just kind of felt cool, like a fun little display piece to put on my shelf. And here we can see there's some additional detailing here on the back with that sticker piece, which, just adds a little bit of value and more detail. Now, I found the Lighthouse of Darkness new in box at the Falls Church, Virginia Bricks and Minifig store, and it was like $40 or $50. I thought it was a great price, and this is, a theme I'm trying to get more into and get some more of the sets, and I just love Lighthouse builds in general, so I was really happy to pick this up new in box, and I was not disappointed with the build. This set has 4 minifigures plus a skeleton, so that could be your 5th minifigure if you count that as such. Again, the detailing on these figures is great, and I really like this kind of hairpiece for Parker. Most of the other ones I have of Parker are with the beanie, so it's cool to get her hair down. And of course, this set comes with alternate face prints for those side characters to turn into the monsters. And that beard piece is really cool. Looking here at the back, you'll see kind of this long pull piece, and that's going to activate one of the play features. And here looking at the front, when you push that, that's kind of where the claws come out. And what's cool is you can kind of go back and forth with them. As if, it's like almost like a crab kind of attacking something from a hole. What's also neat is here at the top of the lighthouse, you can see kind of this eye and it can also transition just to a regular light. And I think that's cool because it kind of shows you can go from a regular lighthouse, or you can transition your lighthouse into this haunted lighthouse and kind of add some of these kind of green slime pieces throughout the build. Raising the dock here, you can kind of reveal a little purple crab, which is fun. So kind of an additional trap here. And of course, there's a nice hidden cove here underneath the lighthouse where the skeleton resides. And there's not a ton happening here in the cove, but there's a hidden bat, a flame, just kind of a cool little, area. Now, the lighthouse itself is pretty small and narrow. You kind of just have these 3 levels, but as a set, as a whole, it kind of really creates a fun scene. I think this angle they kind of build it at is really smart with the dock and the cave. And of course, it also comes with this little, like a speedboat type thing, so your characters can get to and from the lighthouse. And there's not a ton on the inside, but I do like how you can kind of notice in the background that there are some kind of those green glowing teeth pieces, a little chess set, as well as a table. Going a little further up, of course, we have some of those things important for running the lighthouse. And like I said, here again at the top, we have the kind of light that you could also turn into this kind of creepy eye. I just really love the printing on that piece. Again, I just love the Lego hidden side. Lighthouse of Darkness is just a really cool set. You can easily transition from being a haunted lighthouse with kind of all the green splatter everywhere, or you can just turn it into a regular lighthouse in your Lego city. It was a fun build, some easy to include play features, cool minifigures. Again, I really think this theme is undervalued, and people should definitely take a look and consider, buying maybe a Lego hidden side set to add to your Lego collection. What do you all think of Lego Hidden Side as a theme? And what do you think of the 3 sets I have in my Lego collection? If I add a 4th set, it's almost certainly going to be that castle from the 3rd wave. I think that looks really cool. But the prison looks neat as well. And I like how I can maybe attach that in some way to the lighthouse. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to stay updated with Lego leaks, rumors, news, and reviews, hit the subscribe button down below. And in the comments, let me know what you think of Lego Hidden Side. Do you like this theme? Why do you think maybe it wasn't as successful as it could have been? What are some of the sets that you like and or have in your collection, or any other thoughts you have? Let me know in the comments down below.